After storming out of the Royal Rumble over the weekend, Drew McIntyre was not backstage at Raw. Does this mean there are more to his backstage issues, or will McIntyre be on SmackDown to confront the man who eliminated him from the Rumble this weekend, Damian Priest? CM Punk defeats Sami Zayn to qualify for the men's Elimination Chamber, but Zayn is attacked by his former best friend Kevin Owens after the match. Liv Morgan qualifies for the women's Elimination Chamber thanks to some accidental assistance from Rhea Ripley. Roman Reigns is announced to be out of action indefinitely after Seth Rollins' attack over the weekend. AJ Styles moves to Monday Night Raw following his Royal Rumble return. Men's Royal Rumble winner Jey Uso appears on Raw and is confronted by World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Women's Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair appears on Raw and announces future appearances on SmackDown and NXT. Chad Gable announces he'll be absent for a few weeks while he undergoes a quest. The New Day debut a new heel theme on Raw. The backstage reaction to I Show Speed at the Royal Rumble is revealed. Kevin Owens reportedly receives a lot of backstage praise following his ladder match at the Rumble against Cody Rhodes. Elijah posted a video of himself forming a stable with AEW/Ring of Honor tag team The Righteous. We got the ratings for Friday's edition of SmackDown. Former NXT superstar Duke Hudson is reportedly released. Several matches have been announced for Raw next week, and another match has been announced for tonight's edition of WWE NXT. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with the latest status on Drew McIntyre. Now, an update has emerged on Drew McIntyre's status in WWE following a controversial Royal Rumble weekend for the former WWE champion. McIntyre made headlines after the Rumble for reportedly voicing his frustration backstage after there were some issues with his elimination from the match. It emerged that McIntyre and other talents in the men's Royal Rumble match had issues with several timing problems from LA Knight. This allegedly caused McIntyre's elimination by Damian Priest to come off as underwhelming, considering it was supposed to kick off a WrestleMania feud between the two. McIntyre was said to be screaming and angry backstage afterwards, with WWE getting in contact with him after the fact. As for last night's episode of Raw, PW Insider reported that McIntyre was not backstage at the show. Now, there have been many indications of late that McIntyre could be heading to SmackDown, hence starting a feud with Damian Priest, which likely explains the absence. If we get any more details, we'll of course let you know in a future video. Now, CM Punk, he has qualified for the men's Elimination Chamber match. Punk is headed to the Elimination Chamber to compete against John Cena and 4 other men for a chance at a title shot at WrestleMania 41 after the Second City Saint defeated Sami Zayn in the main event of WWE Raw. After both men came up short in the Royal Rumble, they had another chance to qualify for an attempt to point at the WrestleMania sign and get to Las Vegas in April. Zayn was initially called out by Seth freaking Rollins before the match, and Rollins gave him a pep talk. Rollins and Punk then almost came to blows on the ramp before the qualifier even began. Punk and Zayn had a back-and-forth bout before Punk got Zayn in the Anaconda Vice in the middle of the ring. In the end, Punk was able to dodge a haluva kick into a GTS to get the victory. Following the match, as Zayn stared at Punk as he walked back up the ramp, Zayn was jumped from behind by frenemy Kevin Owens. Owens got Zayn up and hit him with a package piledriver, the same move that took out undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event in December, where the champion had left the arena on a stretcher. The surprise attack had seemingly to do with Zayn not helping Owens in his championship ladder match against Rhodes at the Rumble, where Zayn checked on his friend but didn't stop Rhodes from ascending the ladder to grab both his championships and the winged eagle bout that Owens had been carrying. Now, Liv Morgan, she also qualified for the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Liv Morgan is going to WWE Elimination Chamber thanks in no small part to her old enemy Rhea Ripley. Morgan attacked Io Sky backstage prior to their Elimination Chamber qualifying match on Raw after Sky had been talking to Ripley, who herself had come from the ring after confronting Women's Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair. Raquel Rodriguez then took out Ripley when she tried to help Sky. Not only did this attack result in Sky still feeling some discomfort during the match, it also played heavily into the finish. Despite Rodriguez's attempts to get involved or cause distraction, Sky was not deterred, stopping a powerbomb attempt and double stomping Morgan's chest on the apron. The genius of the Sky also hit a springboard moonsault off the top rope, but Morgan caught her mid-air with a code breaker. Later, Sky hit Morgan with running double knees in the corner and went up for over the moonsault, but Rodriguez jumped on the apron as a distraction, allowing Morgan to counter the move. Sky fought back into the match, but as she was delivering a German suplex, Ripley ran down the ring to take out Rodriguez. However, she took a moment to forearm Morgan in the face, allowing Morgan to win via disqualification and advance to the Elimination Chamber match. Sky was disconsolate and Ripley apologetic after the loss. Now, Roman Reigns, of course, we know he's got limited dates, and we now know how he's been written off WWE television. Towards the latter stages of the men's Royal Rumble match, CM Punk simultaneously eliminated Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins before Punk himself was eliminated straight after by Logan Paul. Rollins, Reigns, and Punk then all got in a big brawl at ringside, which included Rollins landing 2 brutal-looking curb stomps on Reigns. During last night's Raw, 2 days later, Michael Cole provided an update on Reigns. Cole stated that Reigns suffered injuries that can't be disclosed until Reigns decides, but the belief from the trainer is that he'll be out of action for the foreseeable future. Punk, for his part, of course, had booked his spot in the Elimination Chamber main event on last night's show. Now, AJ Styles, he has moved to Monday Night Raw. AJ Styles is officially a WWE Raw superstar after returning from injury at the Royal Rumble over the weekend. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce made the announcement in a backstage segment on Monday after PW Insider reported earlier in the day that Styles would be moving brands. Pearce said that the transfer window in WWE closed over the weekend, but he had the chance to get one final deal done to get the phenomenal one to the Red brand. Styles' last match took place on SmackDown against Carmelo Hayes in October. He had just returned following a loss to Cody Rhodes in an I Quit match, only to go down with a foot injury. Styles clarified he suffered a Liz Frank injury, which impacted the ligaments and bones in one of his feet. He called the injury challenging on social media, but WWE was confident he would be medically cleared for the Royal Rumble match. Styles entered in the Rumble at the 21 spot. He was eliminated from the match by former United States champion Logan Paul, who pushed him off the ring apron. Now, Jey Uso, of course, the winner of the men's Royal Rumble match over the weekend. Jey Uso and World Heavyweight Champion Gunther came face-to-face on Raw following an emotional promo from Uso after his shocking Royal Rumble victory on Saturday. Uso opened up the night, entering through the crowd to a massive reaction. He addressed the fans with tears in his eyes and his voice cracking and thanked everyone who had been with him through the various eras of his career. He said he initially didn't have it as a single star, but now he does heading into this title shot at WrestleMania. Gunther's music hit to interrupt Uso, and he told the Royal Rumble winner he's disappointed because their possible matchup doesn't appeal to him. He said Uso can't even lace his boots, and that beating Uso doesn't add anything to his legacy. Uso told the World Heavyweight Champion he's going to SmackDown on Friday to speak with undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes as well. He said whoever he chooses, he's walking into WrestleMania as the 2025 Rumble winner, and he's guaranteed Gunther he's walking out as main event Jey Uso with a championship. Now, Uso and Gunther most recently squared off in a championship match at Saturday night's main event on January 25th. Though Uso had an impressive showing, Gunther caught him and got him up for back-to-back powerbombs and pinned him for the win to retain his title. Now, speaking of Rumble winners, Charlotte Flair also appeared last night on Monday Night Raw, and she says she isn't ready to make her decision. Flair started off her promo by responding to the boos, saying she missed the fans. Despite more boos, Flair continued on and briefly talked about her injury before encouraging more boos, saying that even she loves her haters. Moments later, Flair was interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Ripley previewed the possibility of another match with Flair, saying that she does respect the Queen. Flair and Ripley proceeded to brag about their own respective WrestleMania victories over each other. Flair proceeded to announce that she'll be on Tuesday's NXT and Friday's SmackDown, as she'll be looking for someone to inspire her for WrestleMania. Flair then degraded Ripley for jumping the gun, saying that she's still a kid. Now, Chad Gable, he's going on a quest, he says. He says he will be back. In recent weeks, Chad Gable has been determined to deal with his luchador problem as he's come up short against Penta, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee. He previously enlisted the help of Dominic Mysterio, and Gable vowed to master the dark arts of Lucha Libre. On the January 27th episode of WWE Raw, Gable noted that he looked up the address that Dominic gave him, and he would go see the individual after WWE Royal Rumble. During a backstage segment on the February 3rd episode of Raw, Gable stated that he had to leave his American-made stablemates for a bit as he was going on a quest to conquer the dark arts of Lucha Libre. He then said when he got back he wanted to see Ivy Nile with the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Likewise, he wanted to see Brutus Creed and Julius Creed with the WWE World Tag Team Championships. Now, the New Day, of course, they are heels on Monday Night Raw, and they've debuted a brand new theme. The New Day, that being Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, debuted a new theme on the February 3rd episode of WWE Raw, ahead of their tag team match against Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. The new theme comes after the New Day abandoned Big E in December 2024. They had been making the entrance with no music, but a chorus of boos. New Day's previous theme, New Way, New Day, by Jim Johnson, featured an intro by Big E, but of course that is now scrapped. Now, iShowSpeed, of course, one of the biggest moments at the Royal Rumble over the weekend. Popular streamer iShowSpeed wasn't just invited personally by Paul Triple H Levesque to live stream behind the scenes of the Royal Rumble. He ended up being an entrant in the match, and he was praised backstage for his work in the bout. PW Insider reported in their Elite section that WWE absolutely adored the streamer and even liked to have him involved again, possibly at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Nevada. PW Insider claims WWE will be releasing some merchandise for him to coincide with the appearance. iShowSpeed was at the Royal Rumble to help get attention on the company, and he did just that, thanks in part to Bron Breakker, who flattened Speed with a spear that went viral as the streamer took a brutal move like a champ. Fightful Select has reported the move got an audible reaction backstage. iShowSpeed initially teamed up with Breakker to eliminate the much larger Otis from the match, but was dumped over the top rope by the Intercontinental Champion following the brutal spear. He was caught by Otis outside of the ring, then thrown over the announce table, toppling to the floor to officially be eliminated from the match. Now, Kevin Owens, he also reportedly got a lot of praise backstage following the Royal Rumble this weekend. When it comes to the undisputed WWE Championship, Kevin Owens has no luck at all. Since August, Owens has come up short not once, not twice, but 3 times challenging Cody Rhodes for WWE's top prize, most recently this past Saturday at the Royal Rumble. And this loss really had to sting, as it not only came in a ladder match, Owens' bread and butter over the course of his career, but it likely knocked him out of world title contention for the foreseeable future. Even if he doesn't have the world title around his waist, Owens can at least say he has the respect of his peers. PW Insider is reporting that following Saturday's ladder match, Owens was receiving praise from all corners of WWE for his work against Rhodes. While a lot of the plaudits came thanks to Owens' performance, which saw him take plenty of death-defying bumps while obtaining a bloody gash on his head, he also received praise in how the match came together, with Rhodes and producers crediting Owens for the match's success. While Rhodes has become renowned for his ladder match performances, most notably against Sammy Guevara in his final AEW match, Owens, as noted, has long had a reputation for one of the top ladder match performers in wrestling. Now, Elijah, he could be on his way to AEW/Ring of Honor. Elijah, better known as Elias to WWE fans, or even Ezekiel, has appeared in the orbit of AEW and Ring of Honor. In a new video on social media, Elijah was seen wandering through a graveyard alongside Ring of Honor tag team Vincent and Dutch, better known as The Righteous. Quote, "And so he became the Righteous One. A new journey begins, a search, a calling, a destiny. He would encounter a gang of righteous men, and they were of one mind and one spirit, and they walked amongst the dead, spreading the truth in a world full of wicked lies," a narration read as the Righteous were seen baptizing an unknown wrestler. Elijah, Vincent, Dutch, and the new convert are seen walking along the shore as Elijah plays his guitar. Who wants to run with the righteous ones? Now, the ending in question is a play on Elijah's former WWE catchphrase, "Who wants to walk with Elias?" The former WWE 24/7 champion has yet to wrestle for either AEW or Ring of Honor, although he did take part in the AEW-affiliated 2025 Jericho Cruise, where he lost a match to Tommy Billington, nephew of the former Dynamite Kid. Elijah has mainly been wrestling on the independent scene following his release from WWE in 2023. Now, let's talk about the ratings for Friday's edition of SmackDown, of course, the Royal Rumble Go Home show. Friday night's Royal Rumble Go Home edition of WWE SmackDown averaged 1.578 million viewers on USA Network, which is up 8.5% from the previous week. It's the best audience total for SmackDown since the show moved 3 hours and is tied for its largest audience overall since October 11th. SmackDown finished first on all of television with a 0.51 rating in the 18-49 demo, nearly doubling the closest competition. That's up close to 16% from the last week and is the second highest rating the show has done in that category since returning to USA Network, trailing only the premiere on September 13th of last year. The biggest sports competition was a college basketball game on Fox that drew a 0.31 rating in the 18-49 demo, tied for second place on TV, and averaged 1.453 million viewers overall. As compared to the same week in 2024, when the show still aired on Fox, SmackDown's overall viewership was down 36.1%, while its 18-49 rating was down 31.1%. Now, some NXT news here. A WWE talent has finished up with the company. Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp has learned that NXT talent Duke Hudson is no longer with WWE after being released. Fightful have been told the move actually happened in January. Hudson last wrestled on an NXT house show in November. Fightful have been told he was removed from the NXT internal roster pages in mid-January. Now, Fightful say they were not given a reason and are currently looking into the situation. Now, Raw next week, several matches and segments have been announced. WWE announced 2 Elimination Chamber qualifying matches for next Monday's WWE Raw. In the women's match, Bayley will take on reigning WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria. In the men's qualifying match, Rey Mysterio will take on Logan Paul. And finally, a match has been announced for tonight's edition of WWE NXT on the CW. The brand took to social media on Monday to announce that Stephanie Vacqua will be facing Jacy Jayne on Tuesday's show. This will be Vacqua's first match since appearing in the Women's Royal Rumble match over the weekend. Furthermore, this will be Jayne's first match on NXT television in nearly a month, as she wrestled last wrestling on the January 7th edition of WWE NXT. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you cross this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.